Ninja, we made it. Made it to the third question and answer. Oh my gosh, I am so happy that we made it here. And guess what? After this, we have some more fresh new content coming out for you and your mama and your daddy and your doggy and your catty. All right, let's get to it. My camera is a big fat liar. Before I left, it said that I had a full battery. But then I got to the park and I turned this camera on and it said, "Psycho, I'm half full," or half empty, depending on your view of life. Let's just dive right in, shall we? Fabulous today, aren't I, with my turtleneck dress and my aquamarine crystal? Number 1, how do you feel about being vulnerable on the internet? Are you ever scared or anxious? Well, let me start off with answering the second part of that question. Am I ever scared or anxious? Yes, I deal with severe generalized anxiety disorder, and I'm pretty much like anxious most of the time, unless I like meditate, and then I'm good. But if I am feeling stubborn that day and I don't do my whole routine of like meditation and breath work and stuff, then yeah. But in regards to the first part of that question, if you're saying if I'm ever scared or anxious because I'm vulnerable on the internet, that, you know what, that's something to think about. I think before I would say yes, only because I was being vulnerable on the internet to gain people's approval based on where I was in my life. Like, for instance, when I was in Christianity and also when I was in the Hebrew Israelite movement, I would be so vulnerable with my whole journey just so I can, make sure that I'm on the right track. Because of biblical doctrines, it seems like there's this notion that you have to put yourself out there, you have to confess, to God and to the community of all the wrongs and the rights that you're doing. And that was kind of like a habit. So I was doing that to like gain people's approval. But now I realize that I'm just somebody who loves to be genuine and authentic and raw with my journey, and it's not for people's approval anymore. It's just, this is how I am. So I'm not scared or anxious about it anymore. I don't care if people come in here and know that I do mushrooms or know that I'm into spirituality or any of that, because this is my journey, period. And they have their journey, and I respect people's journeys who are different than mine. And I just ask for the same thing, but I'm not begging for it anymore. Oh, period. Y'all, look. It's the cheetah sunglasses. Cheetah girls, cheetah sisters. Cheetah-licious today, so that means I'm unstoppable. Number 2, how would your dream house be? Oh, I kind of don't want to share it because there are some people who can be like super negative, be like, nah, you ain't about to manifest that. But I'm not going to let anybody stop me, you feel me? Like, if I put that stuff out in the universe, it's going to happen as long as I stay focused on it. Let's just say my dream house is somewhere tropical, a lot of plants, a lot of vibrant life, and somewhere where it's in nature, and I have a studio in there for work. It's just beautiful natural decor, and a place for my children to be creative and to express themselves and be free and to learn about life. So that's what's gonna happen. Watch. Number 3, how do you feel about crystals? Well, ouch. How do I feel about crystals? Well, that's kind of like saying, how do I feel about myself? Because did you know that we are made of crystals? Yes, this is true. I am not BSing you. I'm not joking right now, even though some people might think that I am funny. I am not joking. Look at this. I'm going to make this whole nother video on this, but you can hear it again. We are made out of crystals. We have a pineal gland right here in the center of our forehead, also known as the third eye, but I would argue it is our first eye because it is developed before these two are. Our pineal gland has many crystals inside of it. And so when we do things like breath work or meditate or dream or even certain entheogens, those crystals are stimulated, and then it gives us the pictures that we see. And it also allows us to unlock higher levels of consciousness. It's awesome to really know that we are crystals. Our skeletal system literally made out of calcite crystals. This is legit real, and I think that is dope. I think it is so dope that we are crystals. Now, coming from a religious background, crystals were something that I was told to stay away from. But why? We are crystals. If you say crystals are demonic, you are literally a demon then, because we are made out of them. I think that they don't give us anything that we already don't have. I think crystals give us the opportunity to bring out what is already within us. So for instance, this clear crystal quartz right here, it is so beautiful, naturally occurring. I see crystals as medicine, really. And then I have this citrine right here. And the clear crystal quartz just amplifies citrine, which is the stone of abundance and of joy and of happiness. And it works with your third chakra, your third energy center, which is your solar plexus. And, you know, I'm feeling great. This is an aquamarine. I keep it around my neck. It's good for your heart chakra. And it is awesome. It's also associated with the... Oh, you see that? Pisces. And this is great for the next question, which is, are you into astrology? Yes. That was something else that I was told to stay away from. But again, I was like, wait a second. Weren't the people who like found Jesus, weren't they astrologers? Because they were looking up at the sky and they saw the star. If they didn't know anything about astrology or astronomy, they wouldn't have even found baby Jesus in this story, right? So I love astrology. I think it is cool. I also think it should be taken as a grain of salt, because it should not be the say-all be-all, but at the same time, we are stardust. So when it comes to looking at your natal chart, if you put the time that you were born and the location and the date, you can literally see where all the planets were and where the stars were in alignment to your exact birth. It is cool. Getting into astrology helped me learn more about myself and also appreciate myself and not be like, oh, well, you know, why am I so passionate about everything and I'm running in 100 different directions and this and that. It's like, oh, because I'm a Sagittarius. Why am I so sensitive? Because I'm a Cancer rising and I am super sensitive. I'm an empath, and it just helps me put things in perspective. You'll hear more about astrology later from me because I'm super interested in it. So to answer your question, yes. Question number 5. We're halfway through already. I'm talking pretty fast today, but it's because of the glasses, or because of the glasses. Number 5. What do you think about Cancers? I think Cancers are awesome because y'all are hella sensitive, and I think that we actually need the sensitivity on this planet right now, but like a grounded sensitivity. I think in today's society, everybody gets hurt so quickly because the use of technology has both desensitized us to things like violence and sex, but at the same time overly sensitizing us to react and behave a certain way where we feel hurt about every freaking thing. And everybody wants to take a stand now, but if someone else takes a stand that's different than theirs, then they feel offended. And it's like, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Oh, period. But yeah, I love Cancers. They're sweet as pie. And I think as they become more grounded in their sensitivity, they can really help change the world and make this planet better. I'm not biased or anything. Hi, lady on the golf cart. Please wave at me. Hi. All right. Maybe not today. It's okay. I'm not hurt or anything. I'm not sensitive or anything. I'm not being rejected. Number 6. When did you realize that you needed therapy or that it would be useful? Great question. I realized that I needed therapy when I was literally debilitated by my emotions because of religious abuse. Some of you might know that I actually have been through a hell of a lot of religious abuse, pun intended. And I'm still processing that. I'm working through it. I'm doing much better. I think therapy is awesome. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of the therapy that I've gone through is the one that I've been doing with myself with shadow work, which is free 99. I mean, honestly, I do respect social workers though. I was studying social work at Howard University, and I just feel like shadow work is the best therapy, especially when you couple it with mushrooms, which allows you to go really deep into the abyss of your soul and see both the beauty and the darkness. of yourself. Look at that. I just really needed some help. I knew that me talking to my family about what I went through would not help, because people accused me of having like a mental breakdown because I questioned the faith that I was indoctrinated with, that they were indoctrinated with, that the people who taught them were indoctrinated with, you feel me? And I really had to question my sanity because they were making me seem like I did not have my sanity. And I don't think that's cool to do with anybody who believes something different than you. I'm not even talking about like in a religious or spiritual sense, just with anything. You can't just assume that another person is a lunatic because they don't see the way that you see. And my question is, how do you see the way that you see, and why? Is it because somebody else saw that way and they projected that onto you? Or is it because you truly, truly believe that, because you've taken the time to do the inner work, really get to know yourself, really get to know the divine and yourself as the divine being in this reality, and looking to what you perceive this life to be? Yeah, exactly. Great. Okay. Speaking of the whole spiritual thing, this next question says, do you believe in spirits outside religious gods? Yes. I think spirits are just energy, because we are energy, right? When our bodies pass away, when our bodies are here on the planet still and they're like decomposing and biodegrading and all that great sciencey stuff, where are we? Like, where are we? If we're not in our bodies, and people, when people pass away from this reality, they're like, oh, they're not with us anymore, they're gone. But it's like their body is there. So we must not be body. We must be what was inside that body, which is soul and spirit. Our soul is our personality, our mind, our feelings, right? And our spirit is life force. It is our breath. It is God. So when it comes time for us to really think about spirits in that sense as energy never dies. It just transforms, it transmutes. I do believe in other spirits, especially when I was younger, because I don't know if people know this, but like I'm clairvoyant, and I'm also clairsentient and clairaudient. Basically, I'm psychic, but not That's So Raven. That's so Jubilee. It's the future I can see. Mysterious me, yeah. Yep, that's me. When it comes to the spirit realm, like, I've been like strongly connected to it since a little baby. So yeah, I do believe in spirits outside of the religious gods. Absolutely. Next question in regards, this is a long one. Are y'all ready? Put your buckles on so we can be safe. Shout out to Dora. In regards to the first question, myself having dived a little deeper into the book of Revelations and getting some understanding, because I'm not really sure what you believe or how knowledgeable you are concerning that book, but if you can share your thoughts, how would you translate the book into modern day times? So this person, who I respect for asking, truly I respect you for asking this and also doing your own deep diving into the book of Revelation. So this person is asking me like a deep theological question, as if I'm a biblical scholar. I did study scripture very heavily, and I think with how I'm going to answer this right now regarding the book of Revelation, I am looking at the Hermetica, which was used to write the book of Revelation. And there were a lot of people who were in ancient times that had these downloads from source, and they put those in the Bible. But then you have people who are the elites who know that people are controlled by this book, by world religions, especially Christianity, having, I think it's 2.3 billion people who believe in this. So to really think about how people are controlled by this book, and then you have elites who are in power who get to control the narrative and the agenda to play out the prophecies, right? The book, which makes them prophecies. I just kind of see it as that, like it's a script that people are playing out intentionally to keep people in fear. And I also definitely see how when you look at the mark of the beast, which is in the book of Revelation, where, there's warnings about how there will be a mark where people will have it in their right hand and their forehead, where they can't buy or sell without this mark of the beast. But they set the mark with 666. But if you look at numerology, 666 is just an angel number, and the numerical value also has letters assigned to those. And I just recently actually watched this full thing about how in the original book of Revelations, that was supposed to represent a ruler that was back in that time that was supposed to be the beast, and it's representing also Rome. And it's really political. If you look at it, it's the book of Revelation is mythology, ancient prophecy, and politics all into one. And it's just wild. So many people have spent their entire lives trying to figure out the code and unlock it. But when people see beyond the Bible being taken literally, and they look at the symbology as well as the time it was written and the history, they will really start to get somewhere other than just okay, where's the dragon? When is the dragon going to come out the sky? And when is Jesus going to come with the chariots and the UFOs and the aliens? And it's a lot freaking going on. I'm not going to say that it's all fable and fake and ignore the book of Revelation. I just think that is a very heavy thing for me to answer right now, and I'm just going to straight up say that I don't know all the answers. And last question, what are your thoughts on this pandemic that is happening, and how do you foresee things going in the future with the propaganda? Wow. This is going to be actually a question that I want to answer in a whole separate video, because I have a lot to say about that, as you probably could imagine. But I want to end on a happy note with how I see the plan and the agenda being rolled out, which is connecting to that other question of the book of Revelation, right? But I also see a way how to combat that as a whole, and really end up in a positive and optimistic place, and not just this doom and gloom message of the apocalypse and the world is ending and all that. I do believe that the old world is ending. A lot of structures and BS and the foundation that was built upon atrocities are coming to an end, which is the old world. And essentially, I do believe in the new heaven and the new earth, which Revelation also mentions, as well as I believe Isaiah. And I strongly see that there are better days ahead of us, but we have to go through the destruction of this old world. And I'm not even talking about the physical destruction, but the spiritual destruction of the old world, which is happening right now with this agenda. And people are fighting back because we are awakening. Catch me outside. I'm already outside, but I will definitely answer that question in more depth. And I appreciate you all. I'm seriously so motivated to keep going with this YouTube channel. So many people have been reaching out to me via Instagram. I read all my DMs, and I seriously am just extending so much love, so much compassion to you for your journey, and I truly mean that in my heart. See, here's that Cancer rising. I'm getting all emotional right now. It's not like y'all see me cry or anything on the internet. And last thing, as far as the readings, the numerology readings that I'm offering as a part of my intuitive counseling service, please be patient. I'm actually building a website right now. So anybody who's emailed me or DM'd me or messaged me in any kind of way, even in the comment section, about receiving a numerology reading from myself, when the website is finally launched, I will make an announcement on all of my platforms, and then you can find that website and you can book me to do a reading. This is a service, again. This is my business, so I know a lot of people, especially black folks, love free stuff, and I get that. But at the same time, I withdrew from grad school to help people in a different way, spiritually. And I would really appreciate it if you all would support that business, because it's something I care about, something that I am here for. And I will give you more information on that. Subscribe to join the tribe if you are new. I am Native Soul, also known as Jubilee, and I am out. I'll see you later. Bye. I always say bye like that. Bye.